I know you guys have been in a situation where you're trying to find a decent picture of a bro, and yeah, you just have a situation where all of his pictures are black and white, and you don't want to use the current picture because it looks terrible. So what you gotta do is fix it. How? Well, you just color them. Now, I'm gonna teach you a best way to color a general. So for example, this is the general that I had. This is without any color to him, like literally no color, just basically black and white. What you gotta do is just put some shading and damn, bam, 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 he looks like a decent person now. Okay, so now let's just put these guys in, and now we got a decent color of him. Now we're gonna find a picture. Him, he looks great. He looks like a good man. Look at that smile. He looks smiling. Gotta make him more pop up. So what we're gonna do is simple. Try to take out this thing first, which is this is gonna be the worst part. All right, so we're in this situation where he looks decent, I guess, and all those things in between. I guess it's decent enough. You might have some black spots because of the stuff that you did, like that erasing some parts. I know it's kind of terrible to do it all over and over again, mostly when you don't have it at the time. One tip: never, ever autofill. Don't put the erase bucket. It's not gonna work. It's just gonna make your art look pixelated and doesn't fit the right amount of things that you need to do. So now, in our situation, bro has a bro doesn't have any. He's cut off. His arms is cut off. So how do we fix that? Well, it's simple. You just draw the hand. Well, you gotta understand physics for a bit. In this situation, you want to make the outline of the hands that you want to a more reasonable degree. For example, damn, this hand is part of the hand. Now, you might say this is not good. Now, if you do just push it in. Just push it in. So it's good. And that's good. And I'm like, it's perfect. So I suggest you do this to the background. So now since that, this color, and you change that. So now remember, it's better to color in dark than in color in light. Doing so makes you understand the value of the light that you're putting instead of making it look muddy in the color process. See, it's not that it's bad. I mean, technically it is bad, but let's all agree that it's reasonable. It's passable. Now, you gotta understand, hands are very hard to throw, mostly in angle. Like that. Now, that looks like that's a real nice hand. Now, this is the fun part, the coloring. Ooh, this is the fun part. So, how do we do the coloring? It's simple. You add another layer. First, you're gonna mix this. Add another layer. Go to color. Okay, so there's three types. So the color here change both hue and saturation, which means basically it's the best way to it's the best way to use. So now, every time you're every time you're coloring something, understand that you cannot go past here. I suggest always go in this area in the middle. Always stay at the middle or top. Always at the grayish part, this entire area. So now, we want the scene here to be a little bit on the olive side. So we're gonna put this color here and a little bit on the yellow side. So now, here, as you can see, his suit is very decently green. It's very decently green, but we want it to be more darker. That did not change a thing, but that's fine. As you can see, you cannot go here because it's still going to be the same color. Well, I like this good. I like this brown. Damn. Okay, this brown is decent. You know, I'm using this brown. Just continue. Now you realize something that, man, that's not a decent brown. Well, it's simple. Here's where we change the value. There we go, much better. So now we find the color we were working on, add a little bit of it so it kind of bleeds, add a little bit more so it kind of changes, and keep adding until you get the desired shape that you want. Now we get the color that we want, see? Just continuing. Now there we go. So lower the opacity for a little bit, and there. Just like that, we got the color that we wanted. There we go. Decent. 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 Something like that. Now we got the color that we want. Now we just continue in, doing the same thing on the other side. I mean, this only happens in the extreme cases, but in some cases it's very simple. Our main point is simple. We just don't want the, as you can see, the light is way too light. So we have to make it a little bit gray to make it, to bleed the color basically. Now let's continue the multiplying, add a little bit more darkness to some areas. Now, we got there. This is the color that we want. He looks like a decent person now. He doesn't look like an idiot. Grab the color that we want, as you can see, just continue going in. Just have the color that you want. Now, we're in the face. Going to the face. This is where the bad part happens because sometimes the face just does not look very natural, or so you're always gonna have to understand that it's always in these values. Add a little bit of dark, maybe a little bit of this, somewhere over here. A little bit here. Now we just color him. Looking back at bro, he does not look reasonable. Look at that. That's not reasonable. He does not have the great amount of color that we need. So how do we fix that? We add light color. Oh, there it goes. Just fix the whole face. Got it. Now, the gray part is sometimes the main big problem. As you can see, it's really the biggest problem in the situations. Like it's way too dark. Can't fix that. I mean, there's not really a big tutorial on how to do it. It's basically at this point you're just watching me how I play with it. You basically just play with it. You don't want not to play with it. There we go. It's much better, much more decent. Something just like that. We just continue putting it in, just adding dark spots. Just gonna add dark spot later on. But as for now, we're just gonna change its values. All right. Now we're changing some parts that needs to be changed. These were the small parts that we need to be changing. What was that? Did you guys see that? Nah, what? That happens? That's weird. That's a weird. That's just weird. Damn. Alright, saturation. Ooh, that's bad. Guess dark. Ooh, that's also bad. I guess dark. There we go. Now it looks like he has a really nice teeth. I think it looks decent enough. Alright, so now we just slowly chip away stuff that is not needed actually. Let's make him old. Like a reasonably old. Yeah, that's that reasonably old. Man, he looks like a bad person with scoliosis. Now let's go back to our color. Let's go back to our color and change his parts. Now, kind of want him to look good with with the with the gold. Damn, that's decent. That's that's a decent gold. Okay, that's a decent gold. Okay, that's also a decent gold. Just continuing with the color. Yeah, that's decent. Now, this is the hard part. This part, because of the different colors it has. You can't just wing this, but if you want, you can just, if you have the right motivation, you can just change its color. But as for me, this is just hard for me, specifically. I wish some of you guys find a way to help out in this part. But as for me, I am not in a good mood to fix this up. I'm just gonna wing this. I'll just swing this out. Hopefully it works. I'm just gonna wing this. I know this might be a bad rendition of the color stuff, but if you're in a hurry, you'll do anything just to make a color, you know, just to make a reason. So now let's just continue with the goals that we had. A little bit dark, I gotta be honest. So we're just gonna add a little bit more light. Let's just both agree that that worked. Now the simple coloring that they always do with the buttons to try to make it gold. Yeah, it's decent. That's also decent. And now you got a decent bro. It looks terrible, yeah, but you got a decent bro. You got a decent little bro with just some stupid stuff that you add. Okay, now let's add to the multiply stuff. Multiplying is gonna be the worst part here, so yeah. This is the part where you actually fix or break the guide that you do. Because this is where the part that you try your best to imitate the shadowing, hoping for the best, basically. I mean, the Tassini is a very happy guy, so we might not break him slightly. I'm not sure. Okay, now we got bro. Now we're just gonna go to the other part, screen. Screen is where the highlights happens. So I suggest you grab the darkest color instead. And actually use a decent pen, like a pen brush. I mean, I still don't have any good blending brush. I mean, it happens. Nobody likes using good brush. And this is the only good brush that you have in Ibis Paint. If you want to import, you can, but overall, this is a decent pen. So you can see, now he looks like a decent man. He doesn't look like a terrible man with scoliosis, I guess. Now it just keeps going. I guess that looks better on him. Looks like a decent person now. Just go back to the coloring pen, just add a little bit more darkness on him. A little bit more darkness. Just a little darkness. Just a hint of darkness. There we go. Just a hint of darkness. My bad. Just a hint of darkness, my man. Just a hint of darkness. There we go. That's decent. That's decent enough, right? Maybe we can make his eye in the other side darker so this pops up more. So now, yeah, we got a decent Tassini. He looks like a decent man. So I'm gonna be showing up this thing. Let's see if it works on my World Conqueror Bro. Hopefully it works. Just fix up some stuff that you need to do. Seeing for other changes. Now I see that this part is not changed, so we're just color him. Yellow does fit him though, right? Hmm. Guess it does. Now we just kind of have to. What if he? I guess it does work. You can change depending on how you want it to be. Like as for now, I want this area to be a little bit lighter. Just a little bit lighter, just a hint of light. And there you go. You got a decent bro. Just don't overdo it like I usually do in the old days. It kind of makes your art a little bit wonky because of things you do with it. So yeah, just be mindful of what you add. Don't overdo the adding because the more you add, the more it destroys. Like what I'm currently doing. Sometimes you just gotta add what it's necessary. What's necessary? What's decent to look. And you got bro. You look like a decent bro. Wait. All right. We're in a situation where we'll see him. So let's try to see how it pictures that I had. There we go. Look at him. I mean, he's kind of way too big though. Like you kind of need to make him a little bit more, smaller. But overall, he looks like a decent bro. He looks like a actual world conqueror gem. Now let's check his biography, see if he worked that well and all those things. And he worked. He looks like a decent kid. You just need to, I guess, I need to a little bit adjust his height, but overall, he looks great. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope that works.